Model rocket motors can literally come in paper tubes. So naturally I thought, what if I could just 3D print one? So I made 3 casings and built a thrust stand to see what would happen. The plan was to measure thrust with a load cell. A load cell is a device that measures how much force is being applied to it. On the bench it worked perfectly. The motor would push this carriage into the load cell to measure the thrust. Then I finished setting everything up for the real test, and it started acting weird. So no numbers today, just doing a durability test. But before that, I need to make some rocket fuel. For this, I mixed sugar with potassium nitrate in a 40-60 ratio. Then I melted the mix down until the sugar began to caramelize. One thing that's worth mentioning, I did use a thin piece of cardboard to protect the casing during the filling process. Speaking of the filling process, the next step is to put it in the motor. I packed this motor relatively loose. But with this motor, I packed it pretty tight. And for this batch going in the motor, I added 1% iron oxide, which is just some rust that I made. I did this by combining steel wool, salt, hydrogen peroxide, and white vinegar in a jar. Supposedly, this will increase the burn rate. And it reacted harder than I expected it to. I should have used a bigger container. After that, I filtered out what was in the jar. And I spread it onto a piece of aluminum foil. Then I heated it up to burn the moisture out. And finally I put it in a glass and crushed it up. Here's what that ended up looking like. Next thing I wanted to do is make a fuse, so I had time to back up in case anything happened. I started by adding some potassium nitrate to some warm water. Then I added some sugar. After that, I put the twine in the mix. Then I spread it out to let it dry. Before testing the motors, I wanted to see how the fuel burned. So while I was filling the casings, I made a test piece. It burned for about 26 seconds. Now that everything is all set up, it's time to see what happens with the 3D printed motors. First up, the loosely packed motor.
That's why we test these things.
Yeah, okay, well, that happened.
It's because the cardboard. The cardboard allowed it to.
Yeah, so
If the cardboard wasn't there, it would be all good.
well, you got that on video, too.
Mm-hmm.
That one blew the fuel straight out, and it flew around for a few seconds. Now for the second motor, with the fuel much more compact. That went better. For the third motor, it had the 1% iron oxide. The iron oxide gave it a lot more of a punch. Not only that,
It didn't catch on camera, but I just dodged that flying piece.
after the tests, the motors looked a little different. The loosely packed one didn't end up too bad, because it blew the fuel right out. The cardboard acted as a sleeve, and it allowed it to slide out easily. Now the compacted one is much more charred, as it contained the combustion much better. And for the third one, it's pretty charred up as well. And the cardboard was still kinda in it. So that means what flew out and hit me was probably a piece of fuel. Too bad the load cell didn't cooperate. It would have been nice to see some numbers, especially for the second and third tests. Still though, you can kinda just tell by watching them. They each behave differently. The first one just launched everything out like a missile. The second one actually contained the burn pretty well. And the third one had the most punch behind it. Overall though, I'm honestly impressed these even worked. "3D printing rocket motors actually seems pretty viable. The casings themselves actually held up a lot better than I expected. The only reason this one is so deformed is because when I went to grab it, it was still hot. But if I do try this again, I'd definitely change a few things, such as how the fuel is made, how the fuel is packed, and how the casing is designed. Still though, not bad for my first 3D printer rocket motors.